All right, everyone. What is going on? We are back in American Truck Simulator. Last couple deliveries tonight for the Cruise Missouri live event. We have two more left to do. We are currently in St. Joseph, and we're going to be heading from St. Joseph into probably St. Louis. Oh, actually, I already know. I picked up a delivery already. We're going to St. Louis. We got some scaffolding hooked up to the trailer already. Let's just go ahead and jump in, and we will just get started. You can see here we got the old Kenworth back, the old Kenworth Legacy, which is awesome. I love this truck. I'm so excited to be back in this truck. I love this truck. But I love this the flat top roof is really cool. But yeah, and then we got some scaffolding hooked up to the trailer. I'm gonna go ahead and get on the road here. Gotta make sure I got my lights on, which I already did. I just turned them off. So apologies if seems like the quality is a bit skewed today. Like we're having a little bit of some problems with some dropped frames and connection and things. Hopefully it's all right on your end. YouTube is being a little bit weird on my end here. It's saying that I'm connected, then it says I'm not, but I think that I am connected, so we should be good to go. that's good. It looks like the rain's stopping. Down here. Now that we don't got to worry about getting wet. Perfect. So yeah, we're just cruising, hauling some scaffolding from St. Joseph to St. Louis. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. What is going on this beautiful Wednesday evening? We're here in our Kenworth W900 hauling some scaffolding over to St. Louis. Just a quick, hardly quick I guess, 6-hour trip. Can't complain though. We got a few people jumping on here, it looks like. Welcome, everybody. Oh, whoops. Not paying attention. This is the green light. Yeah, we got a nice Cat 34, I think it's the 08 or the 06, one of the two in this truck. I love it, I love this engine. Yeah, luckily this is a pretty light load. We don't need a ton of power, only 20,000 pounds. So not too heavy. Yeah, we're here just going for a nice relaxing drive. Not too sure what to talk about tonight. Seems my connection is a little bit unsteady tonight. Not quite sure why, so apologies if you're getting some lag or anything in there. Yeah, it says I'm getting a little bit of connection issues, but I wonder if it could be my a Google Chrome, if I'm being honest. Sometimes if it says it's got to update, sometimes it's got to update, it might kind of be tweaking out a little bit. So apologies again if you're experiencing any technical difficulties. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad, it might just be a little bit of a brief lag spikes. I was watching a stream earlier for a farming simulator, and it looked like somebody that farm sim guy, he was having some issues with his stream as well, so maybe it's just YouTube doing something today. Who knows? Usually I do not have any problems with my streams. Could be my internet too. Maybe my internet's got a little bit of some whack going on today. Who knows? Hopefully not. We're just gonna power through. I'm sure it'll hopefully resolve itself. We've only been on here for like 10 minutes, so it shouldn't be too terrible. Usually these things just kind of come and go. Yeah, if it's still going after this delivery, I might pop in here and try to see if there's some settings that I can change or something like that. So far, I'm trying to keep my eyes on the road, but also trying to keep my eye on my connection too. So again, hopefully it's running smooth for you guys. But yeah, what's going on? It's a nice Wednesday night. Going for a little drive here. Thought I'd wrap up the Cruisin' Missouri event for World of Trucks. Got a free night tonight. Only got 2 more deliveries left. So one of these is out of St. Joseph, which is what we're doing right now. So we really just have to deliver this anywhere. So we're delivering to St. Louis at the moment. And then we have to do 1 more delivery out of or to Poplar Bluff. So we're gonna head over there somehow. Whether that is oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Whoa! Can't see these brake lights in this game, man. I'll tell you. You saw nothing. Anyway, that's what I get for looking not at the looking at my connection and not at the road. But yeah, so we got to do another delivery later out of Poplar Bluff. We will see what happens with that. We're just getting to our exit here. I'm gonna throw on the old Jake brake. Love this engine. Up some gears. Alright, we're gonna be safe here. Fully stop at the stop sign, of course, as there's a big bus coming our way. Don't want to get T-boned by that. No, thank you. Yeah, how are y'all doing tonight? Hopefully the weather is nice by you guys wherever you're from. I know here in Chicago, it is a little chilly. Getting chillier tonight, but the sun has been shining and it has been a beautiful couple of days. And it's supposed to be a beautiful couple of days here in the next coming week and weekend. We're really looking forward to just some nice weather kind of coming our way finally. Moving through the gears here. what I'm talking about. Yeah, this load for this truck, man, this is nothing for this truck. Nothing at all. 20,000 pounds. I think this is actually, I think there's a little bit of a less powerful engine in this truck. I think it's only like 450 horse or something. Yeah, if any of you guys watching wouldn't mind throwing in the chat how your connection is. I'm still getting, on my end, it says I'm still having some issues here, and I'm debating if we should pull over and try to work some of this out here real quick. If it's looking bad for you guys, so if you want to let me know, feel free to let me know. If not, then I'll just keep on just powering through here. At least until we get this delivery made, which we're already halfway done, so we're getting there. I will take the silence as a sign that it is okay. So we're just gonna keep moving on here. It's the next light that we got to turn at. I always forget how powerful these brakes are when you're not really pulling a lot of weight. I feel like you stop pretty quickly. Right back on the expressway, huh? Interesting. Must be a different one. little bit here to get up to speed. No use in trying to go fast. We're not pulling a ton of weight today, but, you know, either way. Trying to be easy on the equipment. Construction zone here, so we're gonna slow down and get over here. Don't want to be unsafe. There we go. Easy peasy, not too much of a delay there. Sometimes, you know, traffic gets real backed up in these construction zones. I would know about that. Every time I used to go down to college, I'd have to drive down a I-65, and that is notoriously bad for construction. It's always being worked on. I swear, every day. They just start over. They go from north to south, and then south to north. Just start over. Always working on something. Let's see if we got to stop at the way station here. We can bypass. Awesome. That is fantastic. So keep on moving on here. We are almost already at our first destination, which is fantastic. I think once we get there, I'm gonna take a quick look at some of these settings to make sure everything is in order. Kind of looking kind of goofy at the moment. Got some weird connectivity issues happening right now. Hopefully we can resolve that for the remainder of the stream. This cop right here gonna slow down. Can't get over because this guy's like right here. Ideally, I always like to get over a lane if I can. But better just to slow down rather than trying to get over and cause an accident. Looks like our connection is stabilized a little bit. Hopefully. I say as it jumps again. I'm not sure what's going on here, but we're gonna, hopefully it's good for you guys. Just seems a little bit, again, just kind of tweaking a little bit on my end. Gotta watch our speeder coming out on this bridge, only 60. Got to get over. Yeah, looks like we're getting off over here. All right. All right. We're in business. Oh, I don't have to get over there. I hate it when it does this. I don't know why it always does this. I guess I could have just stayed in that lane anyway, but whatever. Yeah, it's always weird. It makes you like jump off the expressway even and just get you right back on. I don't really understand why it does that. But, you know, it is what it is. No big deal. Hey man, this was a 6-hour, 300-mile trip. Didn't feel that long. Actually felt pretty quick, if I'm being honest. Illinois, coming up on the exit there. That'll be a fun DLC. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Chicago. And, oh, there's a good old Arch, St. Louis Arch. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they do for Illinois, and especially Indiana, my true home state. But it'll be cool to see, you know, drive along some of the roads, like along Chicago and 8094 and, you know, I-57, I-55, things like that. I-80, 8090, yeah, 8094, I already said that. Well, 8094 turns into I-80 when it splits and goes west, and then 94 goes, like, more, you know, towards, like, Chicago and, like, Wisconsin. Yeah, I always, I feel like I've been playing this game for a long time, and they're finally starting to reach kind of my neck of the woods over in the Midwest, and really cool. You know, it'll be really, really cool to see when they do Indiana, when they get like I-65 and stuff. I'm really excited for that. So, that'll be awesome. Yeah, see a few of you guys popping in and out here. Welcome. We're just almost done with our first delivery here. Into St. Louis, and it's only 5:15 p.m. Not too bad, not too bad. Making good time. It looks like our destination should be right over here. Oh, are we delivering to the cool old that cool old bottling plant? I think we are. I think that's where we're going. If that's the case, that is exciting. That is exciting. Because I always pass by this place and I always think, man, that's such a cool building. Now we might be doing a little delivery there. Thank you for the like, whoever just liked the video. I really appreciate that. Appreciate all the views as well. I know, you know, even if it's just a couple of you guys, you could be doing anything better on a Wednesday night. I probably should be practicing some drums, but I'll do that after this. I just wanted to get this stream in, wrap up this this delivery. Oh, whoops, forgot to go down out of my range of gears there. I do need to get a new little gear shifter because I accidentally broke one of the buttons off of mine, and it's just kind of got some normal wear and tear. I use this thing a lot, and some of the leg is starting to get some cracks in the plastic. I bought it off of Etsy, like 3D printed, like just a shifter knob. You know, it's got the range splitter and stuff on it, and I really should think about getting I think for my next stream, probably, I don't know, maybe like if I have some time next week or something. How long have I been playing? It's been, oh man. Well, let me tell you a little story. I think I bought the game when I was, so I moved, let's see, oh man, when did I start college? So it's class of 2020, 2017, 2018 maybe, something around there, because I got it when they only had 4 trucks. So they had the W900. I talked about this, I think, in my last stream a little bit, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, they had the W900, the Peterbilt 389, the Kenworth T680, and the Peterbilt 35 or 539, 359, whatever it is. There were 4 trucks in the game, and they had just released like the Nevada DLC. I think the first DLC that I bought was Arizona or like Colorado, but yeah, this was like way, before. There were like 3 states. It was or maybe Utah and like New Mexico were the first ones that I bought, but it was like California, Nevada, and yeah, I think Arizona or Utah was one of the first like 3 states that they had. But yeah, I had the game. You know, I've been playing. I bought it. I had a Mac. I still have my MacBook laptop, and it ran on my Mac laptop. I played it with a keyboard and mouse, and then I got my desktop computer, my first gaming computer. Played it on there. Started my this is the wrong gate. What am I doing? Not paying attention here. Started playing it on my first little gaming computer, which was, you know, I still have it. It's not hooked up to anything, but I think it still works. But then I started doing some like Cities Skylines videos and stuff on there. Kind of started the channel, and since then I've bought this gaming computer that I'm using now, which is way better. And yeah, I like my setup that I have now. It's fantastic. I, you know, got the wheel and everything, and yeah, when I first started playing this game, I was playing keyboard and mouse. So remember, I was shifting with literally the shift key. So that was fun. Yeah, so much better to kind of have the real deal. Yeah, short answer, 7 years maybe? Definitely before 2020. Maybe more like 8 years at this point. Almost, yeah, man, it's been a long time. Anyway, all right, here we are. Delivery number 1. Got it. Let's see. Let's go and see if we can back this trailer here. Yeah, so was I. I was a console player. I was a Xbox through and through. You know, back like growing up, we always played, you know, all the Call of Duties and everything like that, you know, and I was always into like Forza and stuff, like racing games. And then I finally, you know, I didn't really know this game existed, and then I've always had an interest in like trucks and stuff growing up, you know. That was always one of my, you know, I have a bunch of toy trucks and everything, and, you know, but yeah, it is amazing how long this game has lasted, and what's even more amazing is that they're still so actively developing it, and improving it, and adding new features, and adding new DLCs, and I feel like it's one of these games that I'm so glad that I found. I don't really hear, with new games nowadays, I feel like a lot of new games are getting a lot of heat, you know, for like when they get released, and because a lot of developers now are just like releasing unfinished games because of the whole online, oh, you can release it now and fix it later type of model that everybody is doing. And, you know, Truck Simulator, like, it came out at a time where I feel like people still cared about making good content right from the start, and then since then, like, they listen to their community, you know, they add in stuff that people want to see. And they're a small team, you know, they're a small studio. Like, I mean, I don't even know how many people actually work on this game at any given time, but it's not a lot. And so, yeah, to be able to, you know, have a game that's constantly developed and stuff is really, it's really fortunate. All right, there we go. That is 1 delivery down. I'm just going to go ahead and pop over here to my other screen real quick and see what's going on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, sorry. I've had I've been battling technical difficulties this entire stream. I feel like I don't know why, but yeah, it's been kind of jumpy. Maybe my internet today is just kind of not being the greatest. But yeah, the constant updates have been fantastic. That's what I love about Truck Simulator. It's just like they're always working on something new. even now, like they're working on Louisiana and Illinois. They just released Missouri. I mean, it's like every couple of months we can expect a new DLC, and then they drop in these new features, and now they got this road trip game, this road trip thing that they're talking about doing, which I think can kind of pave the way for something really cool. You know, this could maybe turn into just it's a great game engine. You know, it's a great driving engine, and I wonder if they're trying to kind of like corner that market of just casual driving, really. I mean, because you think you got like Forzas that are like open world, but then you have like the BeamNG drives, but it's not like the same. I don't know. This game is so niche, but it's so perfect. So let's see if we can find. I doubt we'll find anything to Poplar Bluff. Nope. I need to get something like out of Rolla. Yeah, because they have stuff that's going to go to Poplar Bluff. So let's see if we can get like I don't really want to go to Terra Store right now. I've been there too many times. Maybe we can go. I need to get to Nielsen. Yeah, I need to get to that Nielsen plant, I think. Like this. I guess we might have to go to Terra Store. Oh, wait, nope. Oh, roller. There we go. Yeah, that's why that's coming up. Let's see if we can get to... Look at all some JCBs. Actually, no, you want to go to a mine? Let's see if we can do. Let's see if we can do this. We'll go to the JCB. We'll get the JCBs. Let's give that a shot. Yeah, a lot of people don't talk any crap about the truck sim developers. I feel there are a couple people, we always see like if they announce something in the comments, they're like, oh, no boss fight. That's what I'm saying. So that's like, going back to saying like you were a console player. I was when I was starting, like, we would play games, we'd play like Call of Duty and all that, and then we'd get so frustrated. And then I remember one day, it was actually back during like the pandemic, and my brother and I were playing Call of Duty, and we were just getting so fed up, and he popped in my room and he was like, "Do you just want to like not play this anymore?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah." And he's like, "Man, we paid $60 for this game just to get mad. Like, why are we doing that?" And I'm like, "You know what? That's a really good point, man. That's a really good point." So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm not buying games anymore that I'm just gonna get frustrated playing. And don't get me wrong, like I love a good like, shooter or something like that where like Dead Space or something where there's something cool going on, or like The Last of Us that has a really, really just fantastic story. Any game like that, count me in. I just hate like the multiplayer. These big multiplayer games now are just so bad. They're so hard. And even like the new Call of Duty, like I remember when they re-released apologies in advance, I can rant about this for forever, so just tell me to be quiet and I'll be quiet. But like when they revamped the Modern Warfare title, just like a few 5-6 years ago, when that game came out, we were super excited. Me and my friends, we all got it. My brother, we all played it, and it was fun. It was cool. But then they started releasing these updates, and unless you played in like hardcore mode, which is what we played in, but the maps were so catered to, everything was about getting new players onto the game. And so the developers like came out and said that in interviews. They would say, oh, like our goal is to, if a new player like gets a high KD in the game, then then that keeps them coming back to the game, and we want to like make them feel good and happy and want to come back to the game. And that comes at like that came at a cost, to the veteran players who just had like different mechanics that they were used to. So it was really frustrating. When all these new games were coming out, and they just had like the worst. You would like empty a clip into somebody, and it would not, you would do like no damage. And it was so frustrating as an experienced player who's played, Call of Duty since like Call of Duty 4, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was just really, really upsetting, and that just kind of turned me off to the franchise. And so now, like, I know like the new Black Ops came out, and I didn't even download it. Same with like the newest Battlefield. What was it, 2042? That was a flop. Terrible release. Didn't even download it, And I'm just, yeah. I like games like this. I come home after work, jump in a truck, do a couple of deliveries, Same thing with like, I post a lot of farming simulator. My main two groups of videos are Cities Skylines and Farming Simulator, and each of those games are the same way. Just nothing but relaxing, easy to play, not frustrating. I think the only time I've ever gotten frustrated in like Cities Skylines is if I build something and my game crashes. Yeah, exactly. Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was the last one that I think I actually bought. Black Ops 3, I was in college when Black Ops 3 was released, I believe. So I was playing that one in one of my roommates had it. So I was just, using his copy. Since like Farm Sim 17, yeah, I got it. My first one was 19, FS 19. That was my first Farm Sim game, because to be honest, I always, here I am sitting here playing a truck simulator, but I always like was laughing at like Farming Simulator. I was like, oh no way, like, that's such a goofy game. Like, how could anybody ever enjoy Farming Simulator? Like, oh, that's such a nerdy game. And here I am, like, 6 years later, make half of my YouTube content is Farming Simulator. I instantly, like, when I cultivated that first field, I was like, oh man, this is a problem now. this is gonna be something that I really enjoy, because it's so satisfying. It's always that like, oh, just gotta do one more job. Just gotta finish the harvest, and just gotta cultivate. Just gotta get the seeds in the ground. It's so easy to get like roped into that game, and I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, all of my friends, oh, Jared, you're gonna go, or needs more drums, whatever. My name's Jared. It's on my profile. But oh, Jared, what are you gonna do? You're gonna drive your virtual tractor. Yeah, I am, and I'm gonna love it. I am gonna love it, and I'm gonna have a great time, and I'm gonna be relaxed, and it's gonna be awesome. And I'll tell you, after this stream, I'm probably gonna go and play some Farming Simulator. Because I love that game. Yeah, and not to mention, aside from just the game, the community of players around these types of games are just great. When you play like relaxing games like this, there's no competition, there's no hate. Everybody is very, very friendly, and just, everybody shares ideas, and everybody's creative. Like in Cities Skylines, all of the discords and everything for Cities Skylines are just people posting their cities and other people asking for feedback, and giving feedback and solving problems. If there's a problem like with a game or something, or with a mod, like everybody just tries to help out. It's just a really nice group of people. And same thing with the Farming Simulator community is just fantastic. I don't think I've seen anybody on the Farm Sim community that, if they were, throwing some shade or anything, it's instantly called out, and they're just like, and they leave. It's like, that stuff is not welcome in these types of gaming communities. So I have nothing but respect for everybody in these. Yeah, I'm on a lot of Discord, or a couple of Discords for like Farm Sim and City Skylines. All right. I'm trying to get my I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. Anyway, as long as you guys could see my stream, I don't really care. My preview's not working in my little YouTube thing on here on the side, so I was trying to make sure that I could I could see what you guys are seeing. Do I run any ATS expansions? What do you mean by expansions? Do you mean mods or like DLCs? Because I have all of the DLCs. I do not have. I have some mods. But yeah, I believe I have like all the DLCs, like all of the maps, any trucks, like the heavy haul ones. I have like the special transport and all that. I have all that stuff. And if you're talking about mods, I do have some. So this engine that you're hearing, this is a Caterpillar, I think a 3408 or 06. Yeah, mod, yeah. Yeah, that's, I have the sound mod by, I think it's like Kreischbaum is how you pronounce his name, or something. So I got that mod, that's my favorite mod, this engine sound mod. All of the engines are truly fantastic. And then, yeah, I have a lot of truck mods. I used to run more. I used to run tons of mods in my game, but then I started getting like a lot of crashes, and it just wasn't really worth it for me anymore. I found I was again, like going back to, what we were talking about earlier. I was getting more frustrated with the game rather than actually enjoying it, because it was always like not a question of, if it was going to crash, but when. So that just wasn't fun for me anymore. So I started to kind of strip back to vanilla. And I say I have a lightly modded setup. So I have, that engine mod, anything by Smarty, like his custom trucks, like he's got these what is it? He's got a couple trailers. He's got the wheel pack. I love that wheel pack. I use it on like, I probably got it on this truck right now, to be honest. Yeah, those are definitely the Alcoa wheels from Smarty's pack there. Beautiful mods, great quality. He's got some really cool trucks too. He does a lot of cool older trucks. Like he just released a Peterbilt 350, 351, which are a couple trucks from like the 50s and 60s. So that's a throwback. I downloaded those. I also he just released an International Paystar, which is a sweet truck. And it was if you've ever played SnowRunner, I played it for a long time until I upgraded my pedals, and then I couldn't play it anymore because they don't have USB inputs. But anyway, there's an International Paystar in that game, and it was a great truck. And now I just downloaded it today for American Truck Simulator, and so what I'm thinking is a little future, little future thing here. But now that this is over, oh, am I gonna make it? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now that this cruising Missouri is over, I think I'm gonna do a stream. I don't know, these ATS streams are really like easy to do, just because I just kind of sit back and like I play this game a lot anyway, so just might as well stream it, and whoever comes in, I guess. But yeah, one thing that I want to do. Oh, come on, man. Of course, it's Tesla. Oh man, can't get the break. But yeah, the Paystar is awesome, and so I downloaded that, and so I think in my next stream, and my streams going forward, at least for the foreseeable future, I want to start knocking out some of these, like some of my outstanding Steam achievements, and a lot of them have to do with like certain deliveries. So, like for example, there's one that I found where you have to deliver like a bunch of agricultural products in Arkansas. So for that one, I could pick like one truck and try to do those specific deliveries, and kind of have like I imagine like the old Mack by Harvin, Mack R model. Like that one would be great for like an old hauling a grain trailer. Kind of like old school farming simulator style. You know what I mean? So I could like jump in, get in a truck like that, do this one challenge, and then you know, do a different challenge and do it like use the pay star. You know, for example, there was like there's an achievement with some logging that has to do with like delivering logging stuff, and so the pay star I think would suit that really well because it's, you know, if I'm going to be driving into these logging areas off road, that's like a really cool truck to do some local, you know, day cab, like, you know, a couple 100-mile deliveries with you know, with that truck. So yeah, SnowRunner really made me upset because, and I've been really on this lately because like that Roadcraft is coming out, that new game that they have. Is that the, are you talking about the Kenworth, the K100 overfloater? Because I have that too, and that's another one that I have had in my game for probably at least a couple years, and I haven't used it yet. Like really used it, and so I think I'm gonna do another. I'll do a challenge with that one too. Whatever I find that I need to do. I gotta sit down and like write out all the things that I gotta do, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that overfloater, that K100. Yeah, those are cool too because you don't see any of those anymore. Those you know, the cab overs. So it's really cool. It's really cool to see something like that, and I just love like using like old trucks. I'm a sucker for classic trucks. Yeah, with SnowRunner, you know, they got that Roadcraft game coming out. So the what do you call it? There's been a lot, you know, like a lot of. I've been looking into that a lot, and oh yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, SnowRunner used to be one of my favorite games. And then I have a Logitech G920 right now. And I used to have, like, you know, when I first bought it, it has the whole setup with like the pedals and the stick shifter, you know, it's all like a little bundle and it all goes into the wheelbase. And so SnowRunner, the way that they do their inputs, they have like these presets that really only kind of work if you have like that type of setup where like your pedals and your wheel and your shifter or whatever are all the same and plug into the wheelbase, like all the same brand. What it doesn't do is it doesn't like when you have a pedal and a wheel that are from different manufacturers. And I have a pedal and a wheel, like my wheel is still my Logitech G920, but my Logitech pedals basically broke. They were just like giving me false readings and stuff, and I could have like tried to fix them, but it was like a pain to take them apart, and it was time to upgrade anyway because those pedals are, you know, they're good for starting out, but they're kind of like, once you really start getting into like sim racing and driving and stuff, you want something a little bit more, a little bit heavier, you know. And so I got these new pedals, and they ended up, since they're a USB, everything's USB input, like separate now. You know what I mean? Like my pedals have their own USB plug-in. My wheel has its own USB plug-in. Same thing with my shifter. So now I can't. SnowRunner doesn't recognize my pedals, and it's frustrating because there's no way to just like program them as an input. You know what I mean? Like there's no way to just assign an axis to like the throttle and just like press the button and like boom, that's the throttle. And that is so frustrating to me because for a game that is about driving, the fact that you cannot support USB inputs in the day and age where everybody is mixing and matching like their setups, you know, people are starting to pick and choose, like, you know, a wheel, like a fanatec wheel versus you know, Moza pedals or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's really frustrating, and I love that game, but I can't play it anymore because I don't want to play with a controller. Like, I want my wheel. You know, I'm trying to drive. No, it's not like ATS, and ATS is so nice in that regard that you know, you can plug in any like amount of inputs and you can program them, and it's the same thing. You know what's funny though? What's funny is that the predecessor. So going along with that conversation, the predecessor to SnowRunner is a game called Mud Runner. And if you've never played Mud Runner, SnowRunner is great in a lot of ways. SnowRunner is cool because it is open world. It has a lot more trucks. A lot of the trucks are licensed, which is really cool. So you know you actually have like the international Paystar and stuff and whatever. But the one thing, Mud Runner was cool because it was simple, and it had a manual transmission, so you can do like a proper like, you know, H pattern shifting like you can in ATS, and they allowed you to map your inputs, like USB inputs. So, you know, I just popped that game open the other day. I've been playing it kind of like all week, just kind of a nice like throwback. It's an old game, but it's still fun, and yeah, it works like a charm with my pedals and my wheel, even though they're not the same. So I don't know why SnowRunner didn't like port that over. Part of it is because there was a big dispute actually. There was some legal stuff involved with the whole like old developer of Mud Runner. Like the whole Mud Runner history and SnowRunner history is very interesting. Like there was a big intellectual property lawsuit where like somebody had, you know, claimed that they were stealing code or something, and it was like some guy left the company and then developed his own game or whatever. I don't know. So it got like really bad, so that's why it's kind of messed up. But anyway, it would be such a shame if the new Roadcraft game doesn't allow for USB inputs, and I'm waiting to buy it. It comes out in like 10 days. And yeah, and you know, and I'm a little bit, maybe I'm a little bit kind of like the odd one out for saying that. Maybe most people don't really care that that's an issue, but it is frustrating when so many people nowadays have, there's a lot more products in the market, and so there's so many people nowadays that have mix and match setups, and so the fact that now we can't play the game with our setup, it is a loss, because like I said, I could play with a controller. I could do that. I could use a controller emulator, and I've tried that, but for me it didn't work. I could never get it to work the right way. It was really buggy. It kept disconnecting. Like it wasn't registering. It wasn't working like the way that it should have. Let me just say that, right? And so I don't know if I was doing something wrong, if I'm just like incompetent, but usually I consider myself pretty savvy with these kinds of things, and the fact that I was like really struggling to get that to work, it just lost. I just gave up, and I was like, man, like I guess that is what it is, and it really sucks because I love SnowRunner. I love it. There's so many cool trucks. I wanted to beat like all the levels. That was my goal, was to beat like all of the levels, and there's so much that I hadn't done yet, and like, oh man. And I loved like that Paystar was an awesome truck, and that Pacific, that green and yellow one that you find in Michigan, that big one. Oh man, that's such a cool truck. And I would kill to get in there and just drive that again, you know, but I can't. But I can't because my pedals don't work in that game, and there's no way to make them work other than an emulator that is really buggy and isn't really meant for that. So yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, and it makes me upset. It is literally the exact, yes. And I played the demo. I played the demo for Roadcraft, and at first glance, it looks like they're going to use the same input system, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous about that. And the general consensus seems to be that this developer has been kind of I'm not trying to sound like mean or, you know, like talking crap, but just the fact, like this is the fact. They've been sacrificing a lot of what makes that series really good. Oh, the truck, I find it. Wait a minute. Are you talking about the I gotta think back. Is it the Tayga? Tayga? The Tayga, and then you can get those big beefy wheels on it. It's like the first truck that you find too. It's like you're sitting in the middle of a field, and it's like the best truck in the game. There's a whole, yeah. Yeah, that thing is awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of like... Gotta back this in here, don't I? Yep. Yep. Yeah, take up. I think it's sweet. It never flipped. Possible. That with those wheels on it, it like just made it so wide, and it just, the center of gravity was so good. Couldn't flip it. Which in that game, that was what I struggled with the most, was flipping my trucks over. The amount of times I would like just hit a rock and just roll. And it would always be the biggest trucks too that I like couldn't just like winch up. You know, I'd have to get like a freaking crane and have a whole rescue operation because I was just an idiot. Oh yeah, yeah, that one was in the game too. Not officially licensed, but they had those Oshkosh trucks. Oh, that was awesome. Man, I'm getting upset now because now I want to play it and I can't. Oh, I was doing so well in that game too. I had like, I was moving through the Yukon map, and it was really hard. It was so tough, that map, because there was like, I was trying to get the it was like the one where the mine flooded and you had like you found like that Caterpillar mining truck. And I was trying to do some serious deliveries in there, and there was the sawmill was at the top of a mountain, and you had to like drive up this like riverbed to get to it. And so I was trying to haul these long logs up there. The 6-wheel stealthy looking one. I'm pretty sure I know which one you're talking about, and I agree. I agree. There were some really cool, man. Oh, I'm so mad now. I want to play SnowRunner. Because my point when I pulled in here, the point that I was gonna make is that they're sacrificing gameplay for. Oh man, this hold on, this is bad. Sorry, I gotta straighten out here. They're sacrificing gameplay and physics for graphics. And so Roadcraft is. Oh. The scout vehicle. Now I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, that thing was in every single one of my games. At least every one of my my like non-North American areas. Yes, I always had it. It was like the A something, A whatever something. I don't know. But yeah, and it's sad they're sacrificing gameplay and physics for graphics. And like in this new Roadcraft game, for example, they say that the point of the game is not the sequel to SnowRunner, but everybody kind of knows that it is the sequel to SnowRunner. Like it rightfully is, because it's an off-road game, right? It's got the same kind of mechanics and stuff, but it's a little bit more arcadey, which, you know, is cool. I like I like where they're going with it. And I think it's a great concept. You know, you can like build roads, and you just can kind of shape the landscape, like cut down trees, build roads, and I love the game concept is awesome. I'll give them that. But they took away like really cool, you know, really good features like fuel. You can't refuel your trucks, or like there's no fuel limit, you know, or what else? What else is there not? There's no manual transmissions whatsoever. I don't even think there are like transmissions, period. So again, that is a bummer. And yeah, there's just a few things that are just really upsetting, that are not in the game. And I know I only played the demo, and people have only seen the demo because that's all they released. But I think that it's going to be a letdown comparatively to everybody's kind of expecting SnowRunner 2, and I know that's not what the game is. But that's what the game, like, it still should have some of those like mechanics that, you know, the series has had, because it is the same developers. It is kind of like they released that Expeditions game and that flopped. So I'm trying to find something that's Poplar Bluff, but I can't find anything to it. So I think we're gonna go to should we just bobtail it there? I need Poplar Bluff to get my last thing. I need it. Why are there no deliveries to Poplar Bluff ever? Is there just nothing happening there? Does nothing happen in Poplar Bluff? Oh, this is annoying. Where do I gotta go? Can I go to Springfield? Can I go to Cape Girardeau? Yeah, and like I said, it looks like a cool game. Go check it out on Steam. Um, oh man, there's nothing here. The heck? All right, I'll tell you what. We're gonna bobtail it to Poplar Bluff. Just keep chatting about whatever here because I wanna finish this. I need to. There's always one city. There's always one city in this game, in any one of these events that like you can't get to, and it's so annoying. Where's this like Nameek? Where's that going to? You know what? Let me try to drive. I'm gonna try to drive over here and see if I could get something on this Nameek or this Chuck and Jack's and deliver it to Chuck and Jack's over here. We might be able to pick up like some logs or something. Let's give it a shot here. We're just gonna go ahead and just drive up over here. Set our waypoint like right there. Oh, is that game about the drugs? You know, yes and no. I've looked at the store page for it on Steam. I haven't played it, but I've seen it and I know of it. Yes. I've heard it's really fun. It gets outstandingly good reviews, which is really funny. You know what? I might seriously check it out. I might seriously like, cause does it have any like co-op or any multiplayer in there? I don't remember. If it's got multiplayer, I feel like my friends and I could maybe play that. We always love like goofy games like that. Like we found this one called Phasmophobia, which is like you're just you're a ghost hunter. And that game is extremely goofy, but it's really fun with a group of people. Okay, let's... $13. $13 is such a steal. Honestly, for what, like, when you really think about it, yeah, if it's really that fun for $13, like $13 is lunch. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm gonna have to check it out then. Gotta get my friends and I on that game. My bandmates, me and my bandmates always play Phasmophobia. We used to play Firefighting Simulator because I actually want to be a firefighter, and one of the guys who used to be in my band isn't currently in it now, but might be in my band again. It's actually our lead singer's little brother. He is a firefighter, and we always get a kick out of playing Firefighting Simulator because, you know, he actually like does that for a living. And I just like want to do it. That game, I don't know if I've heard of that one. I gotta look at that. Yeah, we always we've done Firefighting Sim, we've done Phasmophobia, pretty much it. We don't have a lot of time to play. You know, it's kind of hard to get everybody together. That's the only thing nowadays. Is like we always, you know, one of our friends, our bassist, he goes to sleep. He gets up at like 4 in the morning because he's a chemical engineer at like a plant out here in Chicago, and he's got to get up at 4 in the morning every morning. So it's hard to find time to get on the games and play, you know. That's what sucks when you get old. Life happens. Life happens, and what type of music? Oh, you've unlocked another long conversation. We love we do like classic rock and blues. So I've been in quite a few bands over the years, and this one that I play in the most now is kind of my baby. Yeah, we do a lot of, we're a cover band. We really only get together in the summer and play like some of our local festivals and stuff, because everybody, like, you know, everybody's got jobs, and both of our guitar players are still in college, so you know they're just not really home a lot. Like my little brother is one of them, and he's, you know, away at medical school right now, and the other one is studying to be, I think is he doing business? Anyway, he's also in college, so that's the bassist little brother. It's like a band of brothers. But yeah, we do a lot of classic rock, a lot of blues. You know, we love like Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan. But we'll do the cool thing that I like about this group is that we kind of play what we want, and so we choose a lot of our songs just like, you know, our first question is like, one, are people gonna like it? Like, are people actually gonna enjoy this? But then we'll say, you know, do we actually want to play it? And if the answer to both of those questions is not yes, then we're not gonna play it. So we do like, you know, a lot of like Led Zeppelin, for example. But we play Led Zeppelin songs that, you know, we want to play, and it always goes over really well with the crowd because, you know, they know those bands, and it's cool because you see the people that like really enjoy those groups that don't hear those songs live. Neil Diamond, I do Neil Diamond with my other band, and hello Mike, welcome to the stream, good to see you again. My other, so this is funny. So I'm in my one band with that I'm talking about now. And then I'm in another band where the singer is actually like he's actually like 80 years old. He's like 82. And that one we do some Neil Diamond. Yeah, we do some Neil Diamond. We do like, you know, John Denver, some older tunes, kind of more like folk, like American folk stuff. So that's a little bit different. But yeah, I actually got not trying to, this is not me marketing, but just if you guys are curious, on my channel homepage, where you have like at the very top where it says like your channel, like my channel description, I actually have a link. I have a link to yeah, I got a link to my my other channel, like my personal channel. And that's I post some videos of my bands on there. So if you guys want to check them out, you can follow the link in on my channel homepage for Needs More Drums, and it's up there at the top. You just click like more, you know. It literally says like for more drums, click this link, and it's to my other channel. So yeah, if you're curious about my bands, we do like Steely Dan, you know, cool songs. Rush, do some Rush. But yeah, it's funny actually. My bassist and I are great friends. And he's getting married this summer, and so for his bachelor party, we're actually just gonna play music. So we're getting together this Saturday, and we're gonna have a little kind of band practice, and we're just letting him pick like half of the set list for his party. And so we're gonna go like to his house, and you know, family and friends are all gonna come over and stuff, and we're just gonna play like a 2-hour gig, and where he picked half of the songs. And so it's gonna be interesting, but it's gonna be fun. So yeah, there's gonna be some Rush. There's gonna be some 80s music. Yeah, but yeah. That, speaking of 80s, yeah, our singer's 82, and not this band, but my other band. Yeah, he's awesome. He's good, and he stands the whole show, plays guitar. It's great. And the bassist in that band / lead guitarist for some songs, he's also like up there in age, probably in his 70s. Yeah, and here I am, like still under 30. but yeah, no. So this, no Ozzy, actually, not yet. I kind of attempted to do like some old like Black Sabbath, but we haven't ventured into like the kind of the more like early metal stuff. Like we haven't done any like Metallica, you know, like that's not really our cup of tea. Like Van Halen, like none of that. We're more of like the rock, like the Zeppelin and the AC/DC. But even AC/DC is a stretch. We've done a couple AC/DC songs. Yeah, definitely the more like bluesy or rock is more our speed. Rolling back here. Didn't realize that I'm on like a hill. Gotta be careful. Good thing there was nobody behind me. Yeah, hopefully here I could pick up... I want to pick up a delivery, like, kind of around this corner. I think it was just too far from these couple of depots here. But we're gonna try to grab a, see if we can get, like, some logs or something hauled down to, the Poplar Bluff. Or maybe the machinery company over here will have something. You know, so I used to never stream, and then I think the past like month or so, I've gotten a little bit more like ahead on some of my other content. So I've been trying to stream with this ATS. I've been streaming like honestly like once a week or like every other. But going forward, like after today, I'm gonna try to do one, at least an ATS stream like. This might be ambitious, but like at least every 2 weeks, if not more. The thing about my streams is that the day is always a little bit inconsistent, because typically, like, you know, there are a lot of days where I like got a lot going on, even in like the evenings and stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to find time to stream. But lately I've been just finding the time. Oh, stop sign. This isn't a red light. What am I doing? Sorry. But yeah, as long as I got the time, as long as I can get like a night a week, and I have, you know, all my editing done for my other videos and stuff, then yeah, I'll hop on a stream. So I'm trying to do every week or every other week. Especially, I think in a couple weeks here, I got a Sunday free, so I might do like a Cities Skylines stream, because those are usually a little bit longer and, you know, a little bit more in depth. But yeah. I still need to do a farming simulator stream. I haven't done one of those yet. And I'm kind of trying to think about the right type of series to do for that. I'm not quite sure what that is yet. I haven't really given it much thought, to be honest. Because like the farming simulator stuff for me, like, I don't know. I want to do like a live stream only series, and I want it to be something kind of fun, kind of, you know, different. Because if I just like, you know, go on there and just do like some work for one of my other series, then there's just a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know. I gotta think of a fun live stream only series that I could do. Maybe I'll do like a goofy type of crop or something. Start live streaming that, like make like a beet farm or like a pea farm or something like that, you know. Vegetable farm. So, good question. And here, I'm actually going to pull over here real quick so I could see if I find a delivery. So Friday, as in like in 2 days, I will be releasing a new farming simulator series, and it's going to be on formerly Calmston, now Oak Bridge. They've renamed it. And it's going to be a fun little series. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Calmston, or Oak Bridge. It's technically the name of it now. Oak Bridge Farm. Beautiful map. Oh yes, look at that. We're going to Poplar Bluff. And it's, oh cool, and it's actually the right distance away. But I think we're not going to haul the bulldozer, because we're going to do the tires. Yeah, we're going to do the tires. All I got. I just want to look. Just want to look. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, so those fields are quite big. I actually didn't realize just how big they are. So if you're curious, check out on Friday. Come back and check out the new series. It's gonna be we're gonna start small, kind of. But even starting small in that map is a pretty serious undertaking. You know, given that my smallest field is like 17 acres, I think. So, starting with 2 fields, and one of them is 17 acres. But it's got a story. So, you'll see. But yeah, I'm actually excited though for those fields because for one, I love that map. I think it's really well done. I think the environment and the like just the level of immersion that you get on that map is great. There's just so much detail and it just really puts you in that part of the world. I absolutely love that. Second, I'm excited to kind of build up, like scale up my operation on that map because yeah. Yeah, 3-meter plow. Yeah. I mean, minimum. No, I got yeah, I gotta get a plow, actually. That's one of the things that I gotta get. I'm a couple episodes in to my recording already, but a plow has been on my radar for that series, and you'll see why. I won't give too much away. And a 2-row planter. Yes. Yes. And that what about that single row harvester? Maybe we'll start a carrot farm. Have that single row harvester on Calmston. That'll be my personal hell. No, it'll be fun to scale up that map because it's cool having to play with big fields, but with like not big American equipment, because you know the American planters and stuff are to see these massive like pull behind seeders and row planters, you know, that are just like these super long trailers. But in a map like Oak Ridge, you cannot. The roads are too narrow. You can't maneuver that equipment in and out of the field with those small gates and those narrow roads. You just can't swing the turn wide enough. So it's going to be really fun to try to get equipment that that is fitting for the map, but also for the field. It's going to be a nice balance. But yeah, I'm actually exactly. And so the good thing about this series though that I'm doing or going to start Friday is that we're going to take part of the story. It's going to involve a lot of auto driving course play, which will make that type of stuff really easy. Easy is an overstatement, sorry. Not easy, but just having to do not everything like just by myself is going to be such a blessing. And so I'm really excited to actually you know, get going with that and make use of, you know, some of the AI help in that game. But there's going to be a period of time where we are just kind of working like, not really a one-man show, but again, you'll see. But yeah, it is already. I've recorded the first 3 episodes, and the amount of work that's been involved has been, I shouldn't say substantial, but it's been busy. I'll say that. There was one series that I did where yeah, my last FS22 series was in Alma, Missouri. So auto drive is okay. Before I go on my rant about my Alma series, basically I was just gonna say, in Alma, Missouri, those fields are massive, and I did it like a lot of it like just by myself, and it was tons of work, like seeding that field was like, I ran a 100-acre farm. That was the whole thing, was it was a 100-acre farm. And 100 acres in Farming Simulator is a lot of acres. That is a lot of land. And so trying to plant 100 acres, even with like a big like 9-meter, you know, row planter or something, is very challenging. Okay, wait, where do I go? Via auto drive. Okay, I gotta go like this. Oh, there's my trailer. Oh, I'm already here. Okay. Yeah, auto drive is really nice because you can... It's really nice when you don't have to set up a course for a whole map. So if you're just like trying to kind of use it, like my best advice for auto drive is either use it as kind of like build the courses out as you go. If you're doing like a, you know, you're starting on like one farm and you just kind of do like simple things like your fields or like your farmyard to sell points. Just the amount of driving time that will cut down for you is awesome. Like having an AI helper drive from your silo to the farmer's market to deliver your crop. That will save you so much time. And it's a simple thing to do. That like auto drive, it looks daunting, but if you can do course play, you can do auto drive. You could, I promise you could figure it out. It's not that terrible once you just like kind of know you know what's going on. And if you have any questions, like please feel free to like, you know, ask me or whatever. And yeah, but there's plenty of resources out there. And the second tip that I would say about auto drive is if you're on a map like Oak Bridge, there are if you look up like on YouTube, there's like the auto drive guys or something. They literally go through like each map and make a full auto drive course for the entire map, including all of the fields, all of the sell points, you know, every major location in the map, and it just works. So I downloaded that, and that's really cool because now I can kind of use that to kind of play into my story a little bit, and then it's already set up and it just works. And then using auto drive in conjunction with course play, cherry on top, let me tell you. I'm still getting my bearings about how to use like the two together. But like for example, you know, you'll see like in this series that I'll be using like auto drive and course play to harvest a field on it like completely just autonomously. So the combine is on course play, and then the guy on auto drive is going from, he's like unloading the combine, and then when he gets full, he drives to the delivery point, and then we'll automatically come back to the field to unload the combine again. And it's just like, I could just do another task in another field and not have to worry about that, and it's really cool. So, just little things like that. The auto drive course play ecosystem, like once you start to get into it, it opens up a lot of possibilities for like, you know, just automation and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, I know earlier we were talking about Discord. I've been curious if I should start a Discord for this channel. I know that you know, a lot of people are probably on a lot of Discords, but we're almost at 1,500 subs. And honestly, at the rate that my most recent Cities Skylines video has been doing since to yesterday, we might hit 1,500 subs in the next like week or so. And I was thinking as like a little, you know, as a little treat. No, like as a milestone for the channel, you know, I think it would be cool to have a Discord at, you know, 1,500 subs or like something like 2,000. We could set up a Discord server, and we could just, you know, it's kind of a small step to creating a community. And I know that is a little bit more difficult with this channel because I play like different games. So it's not like, you know, the farm sim guy has only Farming Simulator, really, and a little bit of sim racing too. But you know, you got to start somewhere, and so I think like starting to kind of build a community around people that kind of share an interest in like all of these games, like, you know, a place where you can kind of come and get info on ATS, get info on farm sim, you know, and like Cities Skylines kind of all in one place. Might be kind of cool. Just, you know, sharing those interests and we can talk about it and stuff. So I might set up a Discord server in the next, you know, within the month or so. Gotta get some time. Gotta figure out how to do it too, but it shouldn't be that bad. I'm sure I can figure it out. But yeah, it is a time saver. It is such a time saver. Just trying to deliver, like, even if you just, what I like about it is that I could, is this gonna stop? No, he is not. What I like about it is that I can run, like, stuff kind of in the background. Like, if I just need to get a job done for the purpose of, you know, whatever, for a story aspect of a series or anything, you know, if I just need to get some jobs done, I can just pop on auto-driving course play and go, like, practice drums for a half hour, and then I come back and my fuel is harvested or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that too that's really nice to just kind of keep things going, like, especially, you know, when you're like me and you got a series going on and you don't want to do everything by yourself. Just getting the grain delivered, you know, during the winter when you want to sell it is just like so nice. Yeah, we just picked up some of these big tires. And we are heading to Poplar Bluff. Finally. Finally. And they're not that heavy. Only 27,500. Perfect. We are cruising. This will be the last delivery for the stream, because it is 8:30 my time. And I am also gotta do some other stuff. Gotta practice some drums for Saturday for band practice. And do a little bit more video editing maybe. And maybe even play some Farming Simulator. Who knows? We shall see. I also gotta run a 5K tomorrow. Or a little bit, actually it's a little bit longer than a 5K. So I gotta get some rest tonight. Oh, I think it's just, usually you get like a little, like an accolade on your profile, and then you'll get like a little, something to hang in your window. Like I have this little minion here that it's from one of the mods. But you'll get like a little thing that's indicative of the state, usually. Or like something like, or like a paint job, you know, something like that. I forget what it is for this one. But it's one of those, you know, one of those things, something to customize your truck. You get a medal on your World of Trucks online profile. Also just always like to do these because it gives me a reason to actually jump into the game. Sometimes it's hard to find the time and a reason to pop open Truck Simulator, you know. It's one of those games. I remember I was talking about this last week in my stream. It's one of those games where you kind of like pop in and, you know, once in a while, and I kind of played a lot, and then I just like, not because I get bored of it or anything, but I just like don't, you know, I'll just stop playing it for a minute. Yeah, sorry again if my connection's been a little bit laggy, a little bit bad. I've been having spotty connection today. Not quite sure why. Could be that I didn't update Google Chrome. Could be my internet is just being weird. It was kind of slow when I opened up YouTube too, so it was a little bit strange. I don't know. maybe it's just one of those days. Sometimes it's just, you know, it's what it is. But it's not, it doesn't seem to be like, just kind of comes and goes in little spikes. Hopefully it's not too bad, but apologies if they're experiencing some technical interruptions. Never like that. Yeah, I think for future streams, I think I'm gonna try to set up. I found there's a way that I can use. I can download. I recorded and stream in OBS Studio. So I found out that there is a app for my iPhone that I can use to connect my phone camera to the OBS Studio. So I should get a little camera on here somehow. I don't have any of those fancy lights or anything, but you know, maybe I can make something work somehow. Yeah, I think it'd at least be cool to get kind of like a wheel cam, you know, for this ATS stuff. That's all. So plenty of things to do here. Got to do that. Got to think about setting up a Discord server. Lots to do. Lots to do. But I just got to carve out a day to do it. $100 miles left. 100 miles to go. We've been driving straight through the night. Down. I love that feature in this game, the windows, that you can roll the windows down. Ah, so cool. So cool. Yes, sir. Yeah, everything is on here. Usually I do Cities Skylines Tuesdays and Farm Sim on Fridays. We have Farming Fridays here on the channel. So yeah, I know it's a little bit diverse. It's a little bit weird to have like Cities Skylines and Farm Sim in the same place, but you know, there are a lot of content creators that do multiple games, and the Cities Skylines content just does better than the Farm Sim content, because I think that it just has a bigger, you know, like a bigger following, and there's a lot more room for kind of like individualized creativity. But Farm Sim, you know, some of my videos have done quite well, actually, and to my surprise, like I did a series in FS22 where I had a thousand cattle, 1,000 cows on one farm. It was Court Farms, actually, which was not the farm to do 1,000 cattle on. Let me tell you, lesson learned there. But it was really fun, and it had its challenges, as you would expect on like a small UK map with, you know, narrow roads and small fields. Trying to do 1,000 cows, that's not the type of place to do it. But yeah, Farm Sim's gonna be I did a little one in FS25. I've been doing like a kind of a I won't call it like a survival series, but kind of like more like a start from scratch type series on the Frontier when the game just came out. That was like the only map that existed that wasn't one of the base game maps. So I started playing that a little bit, doing some videos there. So I'm gonna kind of pivot back and forth. I think I'll do like, you know, 5 videos for this new series, and then do like another couple for that one, and then come back, you know, just kind of go back and forth. And also have an idea for another series, but we'll see if that one comes to fruition. But I want to give this one some time first, because I am really excited about this one. Even if it's not the most, like, you know, riveting farm sim content, I think that it's fun for me. So at the end of the day, like, I enjoy what I'm doing, and, you know, I just like sharing it with everybody else. And if, you know, 100 people like it, if 10 people like it, if 1,000 people like it, you know, I'm just happy if one person likes it. That's not me, you know. So yeah, even the stream, the fact that on my count it says that we've had 45 people pop in and out of here throughout this stream, which is really cool. Oh yeah, so did I. I used the forestry version or whatever. Yeah. Because honestly, like, I enjoy forestry, and I kind of want to do... You know what? That is... You just gave me an idea, man. You just gave me an idea. That's a good live stream idea. Maybe doing like a forestry map, and we could just try, because there is a map that just came out where it's just a giant forest, and I think it might be fun. Maybe as like a live stream, maybe we could just try to clear the map. You know, use some. We can try to use some different machinery. Hey, hey, you know what? My last video that I just posted the other week, I discovered that wood chips are extremely profitable. Because I started getting some trees. There, you know, all those awkward trees that like you can't get the nice clean 6-meter logs for. I started selling some wood chips. I chipped them and sold those and made like. I made like 10 grand in wood chips, or 20. I think I ended up making $20,000 in wood chips in that episode or something. It was stupid. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I think it would be fun. I think that's a good live stream idea. I think I'm gonna do that in the next, you know, few weeks here if I get some time. Start a farm sim live stream, and we're gonna find a map. I'm gonna find a forestry map, and I'm gonna just clear the map. Yeah, the winter's one of their highest. I think they were like $700 to the per 1,000 or something like ridiculous like that. I was like, man, what? It's crazy. Crazy. Or even $500 per 1,000 was, you know, awesome. Because like forestry is one of those things that I've always like wanted to do like very seriously, and I've never done. And like they came out with like Silver Run Forest, but Silver Run Forest was kind of tough because it was very mountainous. I always wanted to jump into like one of those, like, you know, made for forestry maps where it's just like a big forest and there's like the one place to sell your logs and that's like it. And I've never done that yet, and I really want to. So that might be what we're gonna do. And I just never used a lot of that machinery. I've downloaded like some modded forestry stuff too that I've just never ever used. I was like, oh, this would be so cool to do, and then I never use it. So, you know. Alright, where are we going with this delivery here? We just got this little... Oh, we're just building a little, like, strip mall here. That's cool. We're gonna go over there. Alright. I love these little new areas that they put in, like, some of these maps. Like, these delivery points. Where you gotta deliver to, like, a... You know, like a subdivision being constructed, or like a... You know, like a construction site of a big skyscraper, like, in a downtown area. Really cool. Yeah, Hamalkra was one. Exactly. That I looked at it and I was like, this could be cool. And then I never did anything with it because it was very mountainous and stuff. And I just kind of, I don't know. I wanted like a flat, just like clear some trees, kind of a little zen forestry, you know what I mean? Nothing too challenging, because then you got to use like yarders and stuff, and I don't really know like how to use all that. So that would kind of, I just want to use like some big machines, you know. Get one of those big John Deere like skidders and just go to work. Cut down some trees with those big massive like double grapple chainsaw attachment things for your excavator, like, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But that's a great idea. I really actually, you have piqued my interest, and now I am very confident in doing something like that very soon. I've been debating what kind of a farm sim live stream I could do. I might do that. Something different. And backing up real slow here because we got the semi truck right here. But you know what? Silver Run Forest is actually not a bad map. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you. And there we go. Look at that. We have made it with these big tires for trucks that don't probably... There's no way that they are going to use these tires at this construction site. I am telling you, there's no way. What are they going to use these for? maybe the roller over there, but even so, look at these things. That's crazy. Oh, jeez. Goofy. All right, what do we got? Do we have all 12? Let's see. We have done it. We have done the Cruising Missouri event. Look at that. And we still had like a month to do it. Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, I think I'm going to look at my schedule over the next couple of weeks, and we'll probably get another stream in here for ATS one of these days, and Farm Sim one of these days, and maybe Cities Skylines one of these days too. Well, you know, whatever I got some time. I have too many ideas and not enough time to do them all. But yeah, the next ATS stream that I'm going to do, we're probably going to knock out one of these Steam achievements, and, you know, do a couple of deliveries towards it and see if I can kind of dial in on some of those, because they're like very specific things that you got to do. But I think I can do them. And I kind of want to do like I said, pick a very specific truck for the job that would be kind of fitting, and it'll give us a chance to check out some different trucks too. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and call it here for a night. This has been such a fun little series. Quite a few people have been tuning in over the course of the series, and it's been really nice to see some interest in American Truck Simulator on my channel, because I love this game. I don't always post content from it. I actually haven't posted American Truck Simulator content in like years, but who knows? Maybe I will one day. I'll add that to the list of things that I say I'm going to do, but probably don't have time to do. So anyway, nice chatting with everybody. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. New Farming Simulator series on Friday. Other than that, see you guys very soon. Have a great night.